Let's begin by test driving the tip calculator app. And you can see here I already have it up and running in my AVD. You can also see the Eclipse IDE in the background and the fact that I've imported the tip calculator app into the IDE. And of course I ran the app by right-clicking tip calculator, selecting Run As Android Application, at which point the IDE installed the app onto my AVD and brought the app up and running. Now with the tip calculator you can enter a restaurant bill amount into the bill total edit text. This rectangular region at the top here is an edit text, and an edit text is a subclass of text view which also provides editing capabilities as well as a bounded region on the screen, so it puts the rectangle around the edit text automatically. Now the edit text that has the focus typically will have this orange bar around it or border around it. You'll also see that I have a bunch of other rectangular areas on the screen. Those are also edit texts, but for each of these other ones I've set them up so that even when I click on them I can't give them the focus and I cannot edit them. I'm using them solely for display purposes in this app, and typically you don't use edit texts for display purposes. You use them to receive data from the user of the device. However, because the edit texts look nice and have this nice border, I decided to use them for output purposes in this example. If I wanted to do the same thing with a text view, I would have to get into customizing the text view myself, and for this app I wanted to keep it as simple and straightforward as possible. Now with the bill total, if I'm using an actual device and I touch that bill total edit text, which I'll do by clicking it with the mouse right now, what's going to happen is on the device the numeric keypad will be displayed. As you saw, it took a little bit of a delay inside the AVD. It's typically much faster on a real device. Now if I have a slide out keyboard, I can emulate that by using this keypad over on the right hand side of the AVD, but when I actually touch the device I'm seeing the soft keyboard get displayed at the bottom here. And one of the things you'll notice right away is that we have some strange looking characters for those of you who are English speakers, and the reason for that is for some reason when you first configure an AVD it's set up to use the Japanese input method. So before I even get into fully testing this app, I'm going to go to the home screen, and then I'm going to click my menu button to represent the menu button on the actual device, and I'm going to go to Settings, and once this pops up here I'm going to scroll down and go to Language and Keyboard. And you'll notice when I do that, that Japanese IME is checked. If I go ahead and uncheck that, and now go back to the home screen, and I'm going to rerun the tip calculator app directly from the AVD now, you'll see when the new input keyboard comes up that it's no longer going to be showing those Japanese characters. So let me go click inside my bill total edit text, and in a moment the keypad will reappear. And once the keypad reappears, which is taking a long time in this particular case, once the keypad reappears, there we go. Now we see just the numeric keypad that's going to allow us to enter a floating point number representing the bill total. Now once you've made that configuration change in the AVD, provided that you don't wipe the user data when you start the AVD the next time, the keyboard for numeric input will show up and look like what you see on the screen here. And by the way, I should mention that this keypad may look different depending on which version of Android your AVD is running or your device is running. So this is the numeric keypad in Android 2.3, but if you go back to Android 2.2, the keypad looks different and has additional keys on it compared to the one that you're seeing on the screen here. So now that we've got the keypad up on the screen, we can interact with the app. So let's start entering a bill total. And by the way, as I do that, you'll notice that all of the other edit texts are being updated dynamically in response to the keypad events. So I typed a 1, which means the bill total is $1 basically at this moment. So the tip for 10% is going to be 10 cents and the total will be $1.10. Let's go ahead and continue inputting. So now I have $123, and I can also go ahead and put in my cents. So let's say my bill total is $123.53. You can see here that it's calculating that dynamically for me and displaying my total amounts based on those tip percentages of 10, 15, and 20%, and also based on the current custom tip percent of 18. Now I can slide my seek bar down here, and as I slide the seek bar, notice that the tip and total edit text below it are being updated dynamically, as is the text view to the right of the seek bar where I'm displaying the current custom tip percentage. So that's the tip calculator in action. In the next video, we're going to overview what's called a table layout, which is what we use to lay out the components that you see here, and then we're going to start getting into building the tip calculator's GUI.